Hey, if you were listening to this podcast or watching my video cast, there's probably something you want more of in your career. Maybe it's that next executive position. Maybe it's landing your ideal client. And maybe it's just feeling like people actually know who you are and what you bring to the table. And if you're like most professionals I talk to, you've probably tried the traditional approaches. You've upped your LinkedIn profile, you've gone to networking events where you awkwardly exchange business cards with people you'll never hear from again. Or you've applied to jobs online and heard nothing. So here's what I've learned after 25 plus years in business and helping hundreds of professionals build their presence. The game has changed. The old rules don't work anymore, and digital screening is keeping real connections from happening. But there's a strategy that's hiding in plain sight, and one that most people completely overlook. So today I'm going to share something that could revolutionize how you think about career advancement. It's called the research revolution, and it's based on a simple truth. People love sharing their expertise when they think it's for research or they are getting the promotion. Hi, I'm Denise Reed, and this is just a point of view. The problem we're solving today, well, let me paint a picture for you. You're scrolling LinkedIn, seeing all of these people get promoted and landing their dream jobs. They're maybe attracting amazing clients, and you're thinking, now, what am I missing? I'm qualified. I'm experienced. So why isn't this happening for me? And the answer may not be just your skills. It may not be your experience. It's maybe your approach to relationships. And this is especially true if you're creating any kind of content online. I mean, any kind. Traditional networking feels gross because it is gross, and you're essentially walking up to strangers saying, "Hi, my name is, and this is who I serve, and I don't know you, but can you help me get what I want?" And no wonder it doesn't work. But what if I told you there's a way to build genuine relationships, establish yourself as a thought leader, and create months of content while helping others share their expertise? Well, here it is, folks. This is the research revolution strategy. Here's the strategy that changes everything. Instead of asking for an informational interview to learn about someone's career path, you ask for informational interviews to conduct research. See, traditionally, an informational interview was never intended for an open, available position. The informational interview was to help you learn about a potential career path. You would learn how a person got to where they are. You would learn what their actual day is like, their educational background, etc. An informational interview was a window into a potential job you might want and how to get there. In fact, informational interviews helped me get where I am today. Now, check out the difference, okay? Here's the old way. Hi, I'm exploring career opportunities in your field. Could we grab coffee so I can learn about your career path? Wah, wah. Here's a new way. Hi, I'm conducting research for an upcoming article, ebook, podcast series on industry topic, and I love to include your expertise and insights. Could we schedule a 20 to 30-minute conversation? Now, feel the difference. The first one is all about you and what you need, and the second one is about them and their expertise. It's collaborative, it's valuable, it's not networking. Why this psychologically works? Well, there are 3 psychological principles at work here. Here's the first one: the expert effect. Everyone wants to be seen as an expert. And when you position someone as the expert that you're interviewing, they feel valued and important. Okay, here's psychological fact number 2, the reciprocity principle. When you give someone a platform to share their expertise, they naturally want to help you in return. All right, here's number 3 psychological impact, the authority transfer. See, when you're the one conducting the research and asking the questions and curating the insights, surprise, you become the authority figure. Isn't that so cool? I tell you, it kept my resume top of mind for 12 months before I came here to the concierge level. So think about the content multiplication magic. But here's where this gets really powerful. See that one 30-minute conversation? It becomes your content engine for months if you plan it well. From one interview, you could create a detailed blog post featuring their insights, the person you interviewed. You can create 5 to 7 social media posts with key quotes. You could include it in a newsletter if you wanted, or a LinkedIn article, or better yet, your LinkedIn newsletter. You could create multiple speaking points for conferences, an infographic with the statistics of the results of your research, short form videos for TikToks or Instagram Reels, or content for an ebook or white paper. See, one conversation, 15 pieces of content, and every single piece positions you as an industry connector and thought leader. How this can transform your career? Well, let me tell you what happens when you implement this research strategy. For executive positions, you're no longer just another resume in the pile. You're the person who wrote this insightful article, blog, or social media post about industry trends. You're quoted in publications about your research. In fact, recruiters may start reaching out to you. Now that's the gold dust, people. All right, for client attraction, you're not chasing prospects anymore. They're coming to you because they want to be featured in your research. They've seen your content and trust your expertise. This is if you wrote your research well. So for professional presence, you're icon-ish. You become known as the connector, the curator, the person who has their finger on the pulse of your industry. Just saying. So here is the step-by-step process and exactly how to implement this. Step 1, choose your research topic. Pick something relevant in your industry that positions you to where you want to be. If you want to move into executive leadership or research, what makes executives successful in 2025? If you want to attract clients, research the biggest challenges facing your target market. All right, step 2, Identify your interview targets. Look for people in positions you want at companies you admire or you serve who serve your ideal clients. Don't just go for the obvious choices. Sometimes the most interesting insights come from unexpected sources. All right, step 3, craft your outreach. Make sure you have a checkbox so you can follow up with these people. It may take more than one phone call or one email to land that great interview. Say, hi, my name is, I'm conducting research for an upcoming article, ebook, podcast series on topic X. I'd love to include your expertise and insights. Would you have 20 to 30 minutes for a conversation? Of course, I'll share the final piece with you and give you full attribution in the end result. So step 4, actually conduct the interview. Ask open-ended questions and listen more than you talk. Take detailed notes and ask for specific examples and stories. Step 5, create your content empire. Turn that one conversation into multiple pieces of content across different platforms. Always attribute and tag your interview subjects so they become your biggest promoters. Step 6, follow up strategically. Send them the published content, share it on social media, and tag them. Keep them updated on how the research is being received, and they can become part of your professional network naturally. Isn't this just the most awesome concept? I am so excited about sharing this with you. Here is the real world application. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you want to move into a chief marketing officer role. Your research topic becomes how CMOs are adapting to AI in 2025. You interview 5 CMOs from different industries, and each conversation gives you insights into AI tools, team management, budget allocation, and future predictions. Isn't this gold dust? Now you can write an article about what 5 CMOs reveal about how they're using AI to transform marketing in 2025. And you create LinkedIn posts with quotes from each CMO. And you develop a presentation for marketing conferences. Gold dust. You can write a newsletter series around this. And suddenly, you're not just someone looking for a CMO job, you're the person who understands how CMOs think about AI. And recruiters start noticing other CMOs want to connect with you. And you've positioned yourself as someone who belongs in that conversation. See, the Professional Presence Society connection here at the Concierge Office Suites, this strategy perfectly embodies just one strategy that we'll be sharing in the Professional Presence Society, our online community. It's about connecting authentically, contributing value, and elevating not just yourself, but everyone in your network. When you interview someone, you're giving them a platform. And when you publish their insights, you're amplifying their expertise. And when you tag them in your content, you're expanding their reach. It's networking that doesn't feel like networking at all, because it's genuinely collaborative. And that's the point of the mastermind concept that was presented in Think and Grow Rich. by Napoleon Hill. It's two minds coming together to create a third experience. So here's what I want you to remember. Your next career breakthrough isn't hiding in some secret job board or exclusive networking event. It's the conversations you're not having yet. The research revolution isn't just about getting what you want. It's about becoming the kind of professional that others want to work with, learn from, and recommend. Just saying. So here's your challenge. It's a writer downer. Pick one research topic that aligns with where you want to be in your career. Identify 3 people you'd love to interview and send those outreach messages this week. One conversation can change everything, but only if you have the conversation. So if you want to dive deeper into building your professional presence strategically, your first step might be sharing this podcast/videocast. We're not just talking about these strategies, we're implementing them in our online community. So until next week, remember, your professional presence isn't about who you know. It's about who knows you and what you're known for. So this has been Just a Point of View, and I'm Denise Reed, and I'll see you next time. Have a great evening, good morning, and good afternoon.